Rome did this? Yes, he did it, girl. Wow, for this to be a 1 week romance, it's feeling like a couple of forevers. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to today's video. Listen. If you like juicy books that make you wish you were the character, stay tuned. We got Quiet Storm going on in the background because I don't know what Miss Burroughs finna do, and I ain't gonna say too much because who am I to try a beast like that? I'm not gonna say too much, but Houston is having like on and off thunderstorms. For sure it's raining. I've been trying to convince myself to not film this video all day, but I'm really happy with the script that I came up with, so I'm hoping that y'all enjoy it too. On today's video, we're gonna be reviewing Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop and just doing a little piece of makeup. I don't know what the look is gonna come out to naturally because I'm wearing this purple robe. I want it to be purple, but we'll see what happens as far as the look goes. But I just want to tell y'all about this book because here's the thing. It's for the grown folks. If you are not grown, get out. If you are not grown, go home because this ain't for you. Cheers. We're gonna do a little wind down. We're gonna play some makeup. We're gonna have some fun. So let me tell you a little bit about my reading journey. I'm not what I call a book. Now, bookie are the girls that can just take a book, read it page by page, finish a book in a weekend, read quickly. Y'all hear that? I wonder if the microphone is gonna pick up on how that was a little roll of thunder. Where's the lightning? Because you see lightning first before you see thunder. Hopefully Houston is able to maintain power as Miss Barrow comes to visit us. I'm not really much of a bookie. My attention span is hard for me to be locked into books. Having been in school for a little bit now, I tend to want to reserve my reading for school. However, I think that was contributing to me feeling like reading is an arduous task and not something that can be done for pleasure. So here lately, I've been dabbling in books. A book that I just love that I keep thinking about. A book that just made me feel lonely after it was done. A book that I just read the bonus epilogue as I was finishing the script because it was just so many things and so many good juicy things that I wanted to talk about that I was kind of doing my research, dotting my I's and crossing my T's. What is good, y'all? I'm so excited for today's video because why am I lonely after reading a book? Today, we are gonna wind down. I literally have some Chardonnay right here and talk about Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. You gotta be 21 plus to do that. Don't be looking up here for no inspiration if you're not 21. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Key. In today's video, we're going to showcase makeup skills and talk about getting into books when you're not really that much of a reader and why I'm enjoying books in this season. So I've been so excited to share with you Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. This story is so dope. Like, I be wanting all the romance books to turn into a show. That's what I need to see. That's what I want to consume more of. So for those of you that are not familiar, Only for the Week is a contemporary romance novel that explores the intense romantic journey between the main characters over a course of a week. It's a story filled with love, emotional growth, and deep connections. Now let's get into the book itself. You're probably wondering, okay, well, if you don't read like that, how'd you find the book? Again, shout out to my resident librarian girlfriend, Mimi, because I had found the book somehow, maybe at an author talk. Shout out to Kindred Stories, they're a Black-owned bookstore here in Houston, where they bring the authors out and you get to hear from them in real time. So anytime I'm in that space, I do learn from the girls that are around me. Like, okay, so what are your favorites? Because that's what a bookies really go. And I just be feeling like I'm cosplaying like a book. But either way, I heard of this book. I tried to get into it the first time and I can be like that sometimes. Like if it don't really hook me in the beginning or if it don't just get right into it, if it's more of a slow burn, I just sometimes, and then also it's really a me problem because sometimes I'm just not in the mood to read. Like that's just the truth. And so I tried it out through Libby. Shout out to them. If you don't have a library card and then didn't really get into it, I let my library loan lapse. My homegirl Mimi was talking about it on Libby. That's how you can listen to free books, free audio books, regular ebooks if you have a Kindle or whatever e-reader you want to use. You can also read it on the website if you're that committed to reading, and you get it completely free. And in fact, even if you're somebody that can afford Audible, I want to implore you and encourage you to still get a library card and utilize Libby, because the more people that use them, that's how they justify the cost of their budget. And when there is, you know, no data supporting, hey, the residents are using the service, they will cut the funds. I chose it because my homegirl, she was raving about it, and I could just tell she was bursting at the seams wanting to talk about it. But one thing about her, she is is really good at holding water. She didn't give me too much, but I could just tell that she wanted to talk about it some more. I just didn't know what was going on in the book because I didn't finish it. She said she was thoroughly enjoying it. She said that she thought that I would like it. So I'm like, you know what? I am going to give it another try. So what I really like about this book is because the theme of love and emotional healing really resonate with me. As someone who has gone through various seasons of healing, it was just really nice to see what was embodied in this particular book. I wanted to call it a film just now because that's how good I think it is. For today's look, we're going to use the Uma Black Magic palette. This one has a bunch of purples in it, so naturally I'm kind of gravitating towards it with the purple robe that I have on. Again, shout out to Kadisha. She got me this when she was getting married. And it says Maid of Honor on the back because I don't ever use them robes that we got from being a part of y'all's weddings. I'm gonna use them in this space because always trying to find something to wear to film, ain't gonna work for me. I also want to give y'all a small side note as to why I'm also enjoying reading in this season. So it's been a way to get off social for me, which I need, especially as someone who's been contemplating creating content. Sometimes you can get into this rhythm of consuming entirely too much content with the like desire, quote unquote, to get inspiration or make observation as to like how people edit, what people are doing. You know, you're kind of studying the craft. Sometimes you can get into too much of the consumption and not enough of the creation. So regardless of what, I've really been liking this book, and I'm taking the shade Soroto. I almost called that shit Sofrito. Sokoto. I'm taking Sokoto and I'm building that up as my transition color. I have no idea where I'm going to go with this look, but we're just going to roll with it. So the reason why I'm enjoying this book is because it really has these themes of emotional healing that really resonate with me and my journey, and also allowing yourself to receive love. And believe it or not, you can be a dreamy, heartfelt person all you want, but actually receiving love and like graciously receiving it is a little bit different, and sometimes it can be a little bit daunting, at least in my experience. And even though I'm a dreamy Pisces stellium, hopeful, romantic, and all the things, being bitten by this black love romance book has been something I've thoroughly enjoyed here lately. Another point that I've been really appreciating about reading in this season is that self-help books, and I'm a therapist, but like self-help books help you get to the point sometimes. However, they can become a little bit too mundane, and sometimes they're filled with too much action. Like you read a book, 2 chapters in, you found out that, you know, your family this, your mom immature, you're codependent, you ain't got no boundaries, all the things. Without the proper support, it can just not really do what it needs to the way a fictional story can. It can allow you to get into someone's experience and through empathy and connection get a point. And so I've been enjoying recommending fiction books to my clients, and I've been reading with them in mind, hoping that, you know, I end up crafting more suggestions so they can have other mediums of connecting and making progress in their work. I'm gonna be on my best behavior. I'm sometimes messy when I do my makeup, and I don't really like to use more than one brush. But for today's look, I'm gonna be diligent about building colors up and see what happens. See if it makes that big of a difference for our work together. Okay, so let's get into the plot of Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. So this story takes place in Tulum, Mexico, and folks are getting together a week before their destination wedding in Tulum, which I think is really, really cool. Having been in several weddings, like an opportunity to chill, vibe, connect, relax just a little bit before a very hands-on experience. Like, granted, finances, time, being a part of someone's wedding in the first place is already very time consuming in and of itself. So I understand why probably the weddings that I were a part of probably didn't do that, but I just think the concept is cool. The entire bride party comes to Tulum, Mexico to stay at the resort a week before the rest of the guests get there. And throughout the story, the book follows what the guests are doing. Ooh, that's a pretty, ooh, look at that. Look at that. Let's see. Yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty. That's very pretty. So they had all got together at the resort, right? And they're there the week before the rest of the guests actually for the wedding get there. It's just the bridal party. And the book follows them throughout various activities, a little dinner, a little excursion here, a little girls only, a little guys only, a little club scene, all the things. And of course, it would not be a book without a little piece of drama, a little piece of let's get you hooked in so you can finish this thing. You know what I'm saying? So without giving too much away, the plot revolves around selfishness, resentment as a result of a lack of boundaries, jealousy, and codependency. It's a whirlwind romance that takes place over just 1 week. And of course, there's highs and lows, but it's just such a good book, y'all. It's such a good book. It's such a good book. Like, I really don't even have the words to get into why I love this book so much. And I want to read y'all because I didn't read this. I didn't see this. Like I said, I be raw dogging some of my media experiences. So I didn't see this before I read the book. But because I was trying to do my due diligence, was making sure that I had a script this time. Sometimes them alternative ideas, them little intrusive thoughts be coming out, and I be trying to stay focused, and it'd be hard to stay focused when they just boop, pop up and I have to say them. This is a little snippet, y'all, a snippet from the author's website. So this is the preview that she wanted the public to have. This is not me spoiling nothing. This is not me spoiling nothing. This is not me spoiling anything. Do not blame this on me. So I'm going to try to read it and who I think the main character's voice would sound like. So this is a snippet of the Maid of Honor, the main character in this story, Toast. And this little excerpt was featured on the author's website, I guess as a preview to what you can get in the story. So cheers. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. That's not even sounding like glass for real. And honestly, y'all, I pulled out my glass with the stem on it to be grown for y'all because I'm a stemless wine glass girl these days. Really, because these stems, they be making me too nervous, and I'm clumsy. And I'm a lot clumsier than I ever realized. It's not something I've grown out of. Without further ado, so here's the toast from the Maid of Honor in the story. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Some of you may know me as the sister of the bride. And it's only telling, hold on, y'all. That says Maid of Honor. So I'm Janelle today. So hi everyone, thank you for being here. Some of you may know me as the sister of the bride. Some of you also may know me as the ex-girlfriend of the groom. The sister of the bride and the ex-girlfriend of the groom. Now, I understand that some of us were sadly left behind, right? Or some of us should have gotten left behind. And George Bush needs to pay for his crimes for the No Child Left Behind little moment. Because some of y'all should have got left behind because reading comprehension, y'all don't be comprehending. So because we got to preface things and make things exceptionally clear because comprehension is at an all-time low. Notice I said the sister of the bride, okay, 2 + 2 = 4 there. And the ex-girlfriend of the groom, the sister, is marrying her sister's ex. Some of you may know me as the ex-girlfriend of the groom, but I'm willing to bet none of you know me as the woman secretly sleeping with the best man. Secretly sleeping with the best man. I am, and I know, I'm just as surprised as you are. It was only supposed to be for the week, but every kiss, every adventure, every stolen moment with Rome Martin feels like it could last forever. So, oh well, what happens in Tulum stays in Tulum. Girl, you mean to tell me that's what you put on your website? That's what you want the people to know about your book before they even get into the book? Excuse me? Sorry. What? Now we're just blending out, so this isn't as hard. Okay. Having not used several brushes to do my makeup in a while, I'm already starting to see the point as to why you should use several brushes. So if you really want to get good at your makeup, invest in a brush set and take the extra steps, because they really be the extra steps that be piecing it together in a way that you can't do with just one brush. I'm here to admit it. I'm here to put that as truth. I'm here to put that on record. Let's talk about the characters a little bit. Okay, so first we have Janelle Cross, the main character of the story, the maid of honor in this story, who is watching her sister marry her ex, right? She's a loving physician, loves her work, and has had a long history of putting others' happiness above her own. I'm gonna take a sip for that, because as an older sister, been there, done that. Then we have Amerie Cross, her sister, who is the bride. If I'm not mistaken, the story talks about how she does some sort of retail business. I really wasn't giving her too much. I want to call her a little girl so bad, because that was the energy she was giving. Little girl. Her sister was just a tyrant, for lack of better words, and she's getting married. She does retail stuff. I guess that's her jam. Then you have Arnold Hightower, which is again the sister's groom to be, and yes, he is Janelle's ex. Janelle's whole ass sister is marrying her ex. The sister is marrying her ex. I need you, because I don't know if y'all are hearing me when I say the sister is marrying her ex, but the sister is marrying her ex. I'm gonna take a little bit of the brown just to deepen it, see what happens when I just add it to the outer corner. Arnold, don't remember what he does. I really don't think he's that important for the story, especially for the story that I'm telling y'all. Just know that's the shiesty ass groom. And then you got Rome, baby. Men, I need y'all to know the way to go about getting a woman's attention is in a book. I just need y'all to pick it up. I just need y'all to pick it up and read it. I just need y'all to pick it up and read it. Read a book. Get off Sports Center. For the love of God, get off Sports Center and read a book, please, y'all, please. That's cute. That's cute. Hold on, let's get into it. That's real cute. That's real cute. We're gonna build that up some more. Continuing on with the story. Look, this is why I needed to have a situation that could give me talking points, but I see I'm still skipping over the talking points. So grace and peace, y'all. Thank you in advance. So then we have Rome Martin, the man of everybody's dream. I'm sure. The man of Janelle's dreams, and she didn't even know. Rome Martin is the best man to Arnold Hightower. And what I loved about these characters is how much they grow over the course of the story. Janelle has been somebody who has long-standing put her happiness on the back burners to make sure that others in her life were pleased and satisfied. She is super independent, doesn't really rely on people for much. And so as a result, within her family unit has been given this perception that like she doesn't have a hard time or she doesn't need people. But I can only imagine, again, this is my therapist voice, wondering how she got there in the first place. And so as the story goes along, Janelle really grows into loving herself in a way that chooses her first and puts her happiness above others in a way that also doesn't even sacrifice or malign, or like she's choosing herself, but in choosing herself, she's not messing up other people's stuff. Like she's not hurting anyone. She's not causing anybody else harm. She's just finally choosing herself and choosing to go after her own happiness. But she's been used to self-sacrificing, self-abandoning, and really starts to choose her and take a big leap of allowing herself to be seen. It's one thing to want. It's one thing to want to be seen. It's one thing to allow yourself to be seen. Shout out to Key, because we had this conversation, I want to say earlier in the year, where I was struggling, like not really sure why. I was having issues with trying to create content, and she just spoke some words into me, and I'm thankful for her for that. With this story, why are you groaning while I'm mid storytelling? You trying to tell me my story boring? You can't even read. So in this story, Janelle starts to choose herself, allowing herself to be seen, heard, adored, and loved on by someone who has been wanting to love her since the first day he saw her. I love, y'all. I'm a Pisces stellium through and through, and I have a standard collective of go-to gifts that I use in my group chat, and one of them is this one right here, because Rome has just been wanting a chance with her. He has gone out his way to make sure that he knows that, hey, I can come take care of you. And as a super independent woman myself, my thing is, yes, I'm independent as a result of my circumstances, but I don't truly desire to be. If you want to show me that you can do something, what you need to do is make my life easier. What you need to do is be thoughtful, considerate, attentive. Do what I can do for myself. Take a load off. So in choosing herself, it results into a major disruption between her and her sister. To the point where in the story, it's a point where like, it's like kind of like, dang, like, are we going to be okay? Are we going to come out of this okay? And so much so to the point where she was okay if they didn't, because she needed to choose herself after not choosing herself for all of these years. I want y'all to recognize some of that resentment you're feeling in your relationships is because of your lack of boundaries. You want to be so mad at them when you need to have a moment with yourself in the mirror. I ain't going to say point the blame at yourself. Just have a moment with yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, what do I need? Why am I feeling this way? How did I play a role in this? Because naturally, your ego is designed to protect you. So your ego is also probably going to play a role in you blaming it down on others. I'm just blowing this out a little bit because that's my black job. That depth right up in here, that's what I'm talking about. Now I want to look at y'all straight on. I think this eye is blown out way more than this one, so we need to catch this eye up. Doing the same thing. We're taking our transition color, that first one that we laid down the first time, and we're just going to take it around the edges just to smooth it and smoke it out and blow it out so it's nice and blown out. Let's get into some of the key themes and messages within the story. The book beautifully captures the intensity and passion of a short-lived romance, and it really made me think about how love can transform us. Another powerful theme within this story is just emotional healing. Both characters, and the two characters I'm referring to when I say both characters, are Janelle and Rome. Both characters have their own baggage, right? We all do. We all have lived experience, and it's inspiring to me to see them leverage the love that they have for each other and how that also is playing a role in them healing on their own. I'm gonna do this middle one that's like picking up a pink, like iridescent purpley, and it's picking up all right. I want y'all, come on in. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my! Ooh, fell out something crazy, but that's what you expect for a glitter lid like this. That right there be doing it for me every time. Into that crease. That's how I like to do my makeup. Now, one thing that I like to do, I do like for it to drag a little bit. Just a little bit. You know when the girls used to take the glitter and like, you know, along the top? You can see it real good on this one. I just like to do that with the rest of the product. Because why not? It's cute to me. Remember when the girls would go offline to do their eyeliner? That's finna be me. Shout out to the Pirates of ECU. Okay, so now that my eyes are pretty much done, I'm just getting ready to cut the lash and apply the lashes. I want to get into the rest of the story because I needed to focus just then. There's a lash. That's a lash, sister. One of my favorite parts of the story, and again, this is a spoiler section. Spoiler alert, is when Rome, that's a good man, Savannah. Rome sets it up because her sister was giving her hell all week and everybody was trying to get her sister to chill out. Her sister was just like completely disregarding the fact that she was doing the move. But Rome set it up to where he got the rest of the bridal party like agreed. The groomsmen, because he had one confidant. Like, even though they was sneaking on the low, he had one confidant. And he coordinated with his confidant. And his confidant gives me the energy of messy light skin from Insecure, who knew what was going on because they were like keeping it on the low. But there was one person that knew from his side. And he set it up to where everybody else would be busy. More importantly, the bridezilla would be busy, and set it up to where him and Janelle could get away for a relaxing afternoon. And he charters a yacht. He coordinated in quiet afternoon so she could read, chartered a yacht right alongside of her and took interest in her stuff. For the longevity of a relationship, who's to say he's still reading? I don't know. Right? However, all I'm saying, and this is coming from therapists, taking interest in your partner's stuff, even if it is different than yours, goes a lot further than you might imagine when it comes to feeling seen, heard, and desired within your relationship. That's what Rome did. That was like one of my favorite parts within the story. And another part within the story that just again shows his thoughtfulness and consideration, which we love to see. I like that. And the second thing that Rome does within this story, and this is the one that just showed me how much of a player he really is. Where are the Rome? Then the man. This is what the man does, child. The man is just a man of tricks. The man is the man of action. The man is the man of, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to make sure my baby girl is happy. And I love that for her. In addition to coordinating a quiet reading day, just so she could read her goddamn book in peace, he also, on the low, and this is why I know he a player. This is why I respect him as a player, because that's some player shit. Sets it up to where there was, I think, either a gap in the itinerary, a last minute change. I don't know, but I know for sure it wasn't on the original itinerary. Janelle loves sea turtles. She loves them. She was disappointed she was going to Tulum and wasn't going to see any. She tried to get it on the itinerary. It just didn't make it. Whatever. And at the time, again, ahead of the wedding, Janelle wasn't really standing up for herself when it came to her sister Marie. So she was just going to take the L and call it for what it was and just not make it a big deal. She tells Ron one time that she likes sea turtles. He sets it up to where their entire group goes on a sea turtle excursion. She's thinking that it's an olive branch from her sister because they got into an argument. Oh, I'm sorry, because they had it out earlier in the story. So he sets it up to where the entire group goes on an excursion to see sea turtles. She's thinking that it's an olive branch from her sister, who has been wilding all trip. She's having a blast. She's 1-to-1 with these sea turtles because she's not playing no games. She loves them. She finishes the excursion. I think she's getting off the boat. And like I said, he got a little messy friend. He knew what was going on. And not messy to the point of detriment, just more of like a stir the pot kind of person. The one to see if you're going to react kind of person. She's getting off the boat, just having a blast, kind of like on a high, even if you will. Interacting with her fellow bridal party, and she's talking to her friend. She's talking to the groomsman that does know about them, but she doesn't know that he knows yet. And he does, like, he just has this energy like the guy off of Insecure. Gets off the boat and he finds this like sly way of like, must have been why Rome was so certain about us doing this, or why Rome set this up, or whatever. Just trying to like give her like I'm onto you, like I know what's going on. And she's like, Rome did this? Yes, he did it, girl. Yes, he did it. Because that is your man, honey. He is not playing about you. That's when she finds out that there's somebody else that knows. But I think she plays it cool for this particular moment. And it's like, oh, okay. I didn't know that he did that. But internally is realizing like, oh, he did this too. He just set me up on a yacht so I could read. Now he's making sure that I see the sea turtles. Like, wow, for this to be a 1-week romance, it's feeling like a couple of forevers. Shout out to Chrisette Michelle. Side note, I'm not even gonna put that on the internet. Never mind. Don't say that. It's been like a couple forevers for her. Just adding on the number of reasons why, like, she can't let this man go. She would be doing a disservice to herself to let this man go. I wouldn't, and I ain't. Another moment that I thoroughly enjoyed within the book is Janelle finally standing up to her mom. Again, kind of emphasizing these codependency tendencies. Her mom and her sister are like this. Blood could not make them closer. And she finally speaks up to her mom, saying that for years she's been tolerating the BS of how they've been treated. Her mom goes on to say, like, I have been insisting that I needed to help you with this situation. The situation being that her sister is marrying her ex because she thought it was finally a situation where as a mom, she would be needed. Like Janelle went through college, med school, never called home in crisis, all these different things, even as a child, never really needed her mom, and she wanted to feel needed. And that's why her mom and Amerie are like this, because they need each other. Again, codependency. She finally speaks up to her mom, says that she's not tolerating anymore, even gets to a point where it's like, I'm saying what I have to say. I'm not going to be utterly disrespectful because that is my parent. But at the same time, if this means that we're going to be beefing for a little minute, then I'm okay with that. And I really just respect her for standing on business, because it's like, you're not finna continue to make my life hell for your benefit. Please get the hell on somewhere. Has that moment with mom, and it even gets to the point where her mom does the standard, like, don't you talk to me like that, I'm your mother kind of thing. And even the dad steps in. Like, the dad steps in, and you know those dads are silent, that just let the women duke it out. Even in this moment in the story, he stands up and is like sticking up for his daughter, which apparently was a very big deal for Janelle. And Daddy Cross gets involved with the argument, stands up for his daughter. Again, when Martin finds out his baby ain't 8, he ordered her all the things to her room to make sure that she had what she needed. We love a man that does not just talk it, walk it, okay? Daddy emphasized how out of pocket the mama was being, ultimately resulted in her storming away from the dinner table, or from the breakfast table, while her man made sure that she had everything on the breakfast menu to eat, because he wanted to make sure that his little bookie boo was good. And again, I love a man that does. So reading this book, it really made me reflect on my personal experiences, and how, you know, growing and getting to the point where you start standing up for yourself is such an uncomfortable experience, because once you recognize that you are the one playing an active role in your own, I don't want to say go as far as to say demise, but in your own unhappiness, it just puts a certain battery in your back to make good change. And so in this story, she allows herself to be loved. She allows herself to receive the goods that she's deserving of, and is being treated like a queen in the process. And I love that for her. There's so much other good, juicy goodness that I have not highlighted. One thing that I really love about this book is that, reflecting on my own experiences with love, healing, setting boundaries, showing up for myself, it's amazing how a story can resonate with your actual everyday life. And so many of us have experiences of putting others' happiness above our own. And so this book kind of reminds us to choose yourself, especially if in choosing yourself, you're not causing other people actual harm. Now, will they be disturbed because of your newfound boundaries and things of that nature? Yeah, but harm is different. And if they're not being harmed, choose you, even if it feels scary. And then if you're in a season where it's like, okay, I want to date, but I'm scared, and I have a gajillion reasons as to why I should not, or you want to, you know, be guarded in a way that keeps people away from you, this book shows you that sometimes it's worth taking a risk. You never know what you could find. You never know what you could experience. However, I also recognize that it is very much so a book written by a Black woman, and it's a book it do not readily translate into our everyday environment. So as a result, ain't no guarantees on the experience. But if you like a juicy book, if you're a dreamy, hopeful, romantic, check this out. If you love a little piece of grown media, because this book is very grown, this book is not safe for work, I recommend checking it out. If you read it, what are your thoughts? If you haven't read it, are you interested? Are you mad at me for spoiling a little part of the story? Don't give me too much. You could just click off or just eject it from your memory. There's plenty of other stuff I'm sure you don't remember. Not too much. Let me know in the comments below. What are you thinking? And will you be checking this book out? Have you experienced a love like this? If you have, I'm so excited for you, because it's a beautiful blessing. It's a very, very beautiful blessing. And I really want to thank y'all for staying the course with me as we finish today's look. I've decided that in a world in which they get married, because that's the only acceptable outcome after the week that they've had together, that their colors are going to be purple. This is the look that I'm going to do for their wedding, as a attendee because I was invited. And if you want to see more content like this, let me know down below. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's chat about Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. I am in my black romance book bag. I'm also checking out, I'm currently in the process of reading Curvy Girl Summer. Definitely gonna do a look about that because, first of all, when are plus size women, black plus size women, ever just amplified in the media like that? It's not that often. We often have to fight for our spaces. That's another topic for another day. But regardless of what, I'm checking out that book as well. If you have other black romance books that you could recommend to me, put those down below. I have read Before I Let Go. I've read This Could Be Us. I'm So Ready. Hendrix's story. I've read You Can Make a Fool of Death with Your Beauty, the orange book. I'm gonna put it here. That was beautiful. I'm also reading How We Show Up, which is a book just kind of talking about how we show up in our relationships and how we need community. And if you know me, you know my personal motto and North Star is that we find liberation through community. And so that's why I do what I do. That's why I exist in this world. That's what I am here and chartered, and that is my motto for life. I want to thank y'all for checking out today's video and stopping and chit-chatting with me while I talk about Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop. I love that book so much. It is worth reading again, listening to again. I hope you check it out. If you check it out again, let me know down below if you're going to check it out or if you've already read it. I hope you enjoyed the book as much as I did. This is today's look. If you want to check out more content like this where I'm just bumping my guns with the ultimate goal of it contributing to my experiences, my journey, and reimagining my wellness, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe with this video if you haven't already. Stay tuned for more book chats, wellness tips, and personal growth content. I'm super excited to be showing up on YouTube and getting out of my own way. Until next time, take care and keep reading.